Hey everybody, Teddy Eichinger here with Dental Vibes. I just got done setting that bulb set up with my buddy. Got done wiring it and everything, so I have two now. Two black lights to run, and I decided to hang a sheet, even though it looks real ragtag, but who cares, it works, right? First interesting insect we got here is a little Florida species of cicada. They're smaller and lighter color, kind of like a lime green. This one, there he goes. So this is one of our smaller little Florida species. Kind of like a mint color. I don't know what species they are, but these are neat little cicadas. So that's the first, he's playing dead on me there. First interesting species we got here. Early spring. It's been really dry, not too much rain, which really affects the insect life. A mole cricket right there jumping around. But we might get some Alaus myops tonight, which would be kind of cool. I already have 5 in my collection, but I might collect a few for trading purposes. Might grab a few of them, we'll see. So it's only like 8:30 right now, and I already got a pretty decent amount of insects at the sheet. I love my little ragtag setup, but hey, gets the job done, right? We'll check back in a little while, see what we got. Little check up here. I got some pretty cool leaf hoppers at the light. Look at those. That one and that one. That is really neat. Anybody who knows what leaf hoppers, let me know what species those are. Pretty cool. Really small cerambycid. It's not even dark yet. We got a pretty good amount of activity here on the sheet already. Little gazellus dung beetle. There's a cow field next to me. Where little Rugose beetle. Nice elaterid, not myops, so flies. Some leaf beetles, good old honeybee. Might be a killer bee, I don't know. Another elaterid. A whole bunch of micro moths. Check back in a little while. That's time I don't see it come to my lights too often. Look at this really colorful dragonfly. I don't know the species. Anybody knows the species, let me know, but boy, is that pretty. Go into the lights. Well, look at this. So this is Alaus myops, the blind click beetle. And I'll tell you what, this is about the smallest one I've ever seen. I have some in my collection that are as big as my middle finger. But look at that. Yeah, I have some in my collection, one that's at least as big as my middle finger there. Look at that. That is the smallest myops I've ever seen. Wow. But that's pretty cool. I'm actually surprised to see one. Maybe we will find a larger one tonight. Wow, that's just the size of some. It's only maybe about an inch, a little bit more than an inch, but super small Alaus myops. Blind click beetle. Quite a bit of activity at the sheet here. Scarabs, dragonflies, grasshoppers, smaller moths. A lot of stuff up here by the beetles. There are mole crickets too. That's a pretty little green moth there. I am actually really pleased to see that myops right there. The smallest, though, I've ever seen. Wow. Good amount of mole crickets. Some moths flying in. Mole cricket running around out there. Yeah, we'll check back. Oh, wow, look at this. I just noticed something. Another myops right there. Alaus myops, blind click beetle. And this one's about, I would say, average sized. Chill out, bro. That one's about average sized. But that's your blind click beetle. You see them under pine tree bark. That is super cool. Love it. Wonder how many will show up tonight. I mean, look at this. Size comparison. Normal size myops, and then that super small one. That is the smallest I've ever seen. That is pretty cool. Oh. How cool is that? That one's got really nice coloring. That's why they call them mole crickets. This one digging away in the sand. Pretty cool, right? You see they dig with those big front feet, little shovels. Pretty cool. We have Calsoma scrutator right here. It's a pretty good size one. Beautiful green, blue, red iridescence, and their defensive chemical smell. There's Calsoma scrutator. And another one right there, smaller one. Pretty cool. Check back in a little bit. Look at this giant water bug. There's two species. It could be one of two species. I'm not sure which one, but it definitely wants to bite me with that little proboscis right there. See it right there sticking down? Yeah, you get a nasty bite from that sucker. Pretty cool. I can hear frogs over there, so I know that there's water bugs nearby. There's some other aquatics down here, little water bugs. Look at this cool hookwing moth. That thing is a beauty. A lot of activity. I am very surprised at the dry conditions. There's a lot of activity at the lights tonight. We'll check back in a little while, see if we have anything else of interest. Some moth. Oh, yeah, a little hawk moth right there. Super pleased thus far, and it's only about 9:30-ish. The activity. Check back in a little while. I don't know what species that is, but that's a cute little fat fuzzy moth right there. Got a bunch of cottonwood, leaf beetles, what are they called? Cottonwood leaf beetles right there. Got that pretty large crane fly. Quite all sorts of different leaf hoppers. Thorn looking ones, green ones. A lot of activity up here. Super surprised of this amount of activity. It's only about 9:15, and it's been so dry here in Central Florida. Pretty amazed. A lot of elaterids. Check back in a little while. This is really neat. Look at the size of this mantis fly. That is probably one of the largest I've seen, if not the largest. That is a beauty. Wow. Really, really cool. Nice tiger moth right there. Look at the antennae on that bug. Like caddisfly maybe or something, I don't know. There's our big old Bannis fly, super cool. Different, another species of calcema. I think they're called calcema sayi, but I'm not 100% sure. Not scrutator, but it's the other, it's black and has really, really small, like coppery looking spots on it. Very, very good activity. Grasshopper. Check back in a little while. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's either a bombardier beetle or a false bombardier beetle. One of the two. Pretty cool. Maybe the false, I'm not sure. Pretty neat though. Such a good diversity tonight. Dry conditions, but good habitat. Some type of small weevil there on my finger, my thumb. I'm gonna cycle here in a little bit and try this new double blacklight setup out that my buddy hooked up with me today. See what happens. That's pretty cool. A little carrion beetle flew to the lights. I guess it kind of makes sense. There's a dead animal off in the woods here. Don't really see them come to lights too often. Carrion beetle. Pretty neat. There you go. Alright, well, we just got done cycling. I like this new setup, works really good. Super good diversity of insects here. Look at this. Everything here by the, obviously by the black light. Got water bugs, dragonflies, cicadas. Got another one of those large mantis flies. Polyphilia, line June beetle. A lot of little micro moths all over. So many of them, I have no idea what kind they are. Even got some carrion beetles as well. So that was kind of surprising. And it's, like I said already, it's so dry. I am really surprised at the amount of insect life. It's active right now. Look at that carrion beetle. Very cool. Now that's a beautiful moth. Some sort of a wasp mimic. Oh man, that is a beauty. Orange with blue bands on it. Black and white spots in the wings. What a beautiful moth. Cerambycid. And this is super cool, so I wanted to find some Alaus myops tonight, which 7 showed up. All different sizes here. I love their little salt and pepper pattern, color patterns on them. This is your blind click beetle, eastern blind click beetle. 7 myops, how about that? I'm gonna let them all go. I already got 5 in my collection. So I'm very happy to see them and know that they're still in this area, but I am going to release them here after the video. Super cool. Do some more blacklighting. Hopefully I'll be in the Florida Keys here in a month and a half or so, and we'll get a nice blacklighting video out there. All right. See everybody later.